this guy just came in and it was like not quite as it was written on the page, but it was just so compelling and so just so him, and he fully inhabited it and made like was just in such control. It was like a control thing where he absolutely had us in the palm of his hand, and we were like, that's someone you want to watch for up to 7 years move through this world. And sure, it doesn't check like every single box that we wrote on the breakdown, but it's so unique and his version of it. And you put that with then someone else who has their whole thing going on, and that is magic, and that's what you want to watch.
And
So
that's him showing pretty much like a side of himself. It's not making up a character. And
yeah, or not making bold choices for the sake of
that's the
getting noticed.
distinction. That's the distinction I wanted to make when you were talking to Maria then. So before I bring in Wallace, like the distinguishment between bold choice and being yourself or authentic. Because a lot of
In a
time
bold way.
we hear this thing of just make a bold choice, just make a choice, just make a
No,
choice.
it makes me crazy. It puts too much pressure on you
And
to
I don't
like
think we
really
know what
know
that
it.
means. I think sometimes we think that means I have to get these lines and now I have to read it, but in like I have to put some flavor on it. And it's
Yes.
like,
I'm so
but
glad we're having this talk.
no, but like
Yeah.
I think that's an easy head fuck for us to get into, because then you think you have to throw on all these spices onto something and it's not your spice rack to be using in the first place. Like
Yeah. And
what am I bringing?
yeah, I totally agree. And I think there's something that it puts like too much pressure on the actor. And I think it's very fear inducing when you tell someone to do something, like make a bold choice, because that's not actionable direction. That's not constructive feedback.
Yeah.
It manifests when, every, like music, every scene has a rhythm and a cadence to it. And it's so easy to look at lines and fall into the generic rhythm of them, the way that it's written. So how do you look at something and figure out like what that rhythm and cadence would mean specifically for you, and how would you move through the world saying these things, and like getting it really into your skin and making it, the boldness comes from it being fully original, I think, is really all it is. So in the end, like if we hear 10 people say this line the same way, and then you come in and you have interpreted it in a way that really gets under your skin, and it's changed and it comes out in a different pattern or rhythm, like that sounds like a bold choice to us because you've done something different with it, but it's coming from an authentic place.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps clarify at all,
It
but
does, because it's basically, I guess, saying have a personal connection to the material and then let that flow out, as
and
opposed to
play.
saying, yeah,
Yeah, play with it, have fun, explore, get
as
into that
opposed,
imaginative space. Yeah.
yeah, as opposed to thinking, I guess, like I have to make a choice, so I'm more logical about that choice. So it may be like,
Right.
oh, like this reads like it should be a romantic moment, but I'm going to play it as though they hate each other. But that's a
Exactly.
lot. That's a logical choice, not a
Yeah.
physical, emotive one.
Yeah, it's giving yourself a result-oriented direction instead of an actionable process, exploration-oriented direction that will probably lead in that result, but you can never direct to get a result. That's like casting 101, is you can never give someone direction telling them what you want the scene to end up looking like.